been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
What's up, guys? What's going on? Let's get started. Put this down a bit. All right, how's everybody doing? All right, so it's Monday the 5th of December. Hope you had a lovely weekend. Our SPY basically is gapping down a little bit, which is quite normal. It's been running for the past I would say past month. It had that reversal, and I've been mentioning this as well from this day onward. I don't know whether you can see these days here that we might be due on a reversal on SPY, which is still in effect. And the reversal is quite sharp, as you can see with this trend line. The slope of this trend line is quite high, quite sharp. So the we do kind of expect SPY is kind of pretty normal for it to go a little bit on its trend, follow its trend, and then pull back a little bit, which we're seeing by gapping down, which is quite normal. Nothing really to concern oneself about. So what do we expect from this? I'll go through the watch list in a minute, but let me see if everything is going well on the stream. So okay, so there's that. Let's try the lighting. Is that gonna be any different? Maybe not. All right, just hold on a sec. Guess. Yep. Okay, so we are ready to get started. What do we have on the gappers? Quickly, I'm gonna go through the gappers today first, because I usually go about the main watches, but I want to go through the watch on the gappers. SHPH, I think it's already done. Let's have a look at SHPH. SHPH. All right, so this thing has actually moved from 150 all the way to 250s to 670s, yeah, Friday, and it continues to show strength. So SHPS seems to be interesting. Let's have a look at these details. So it's a biotech, healthcare, 33 million. What a very small cap. 13 million shares. So this very low floater, small cap. So anything can happen with this one, and I believe it might be very difficult to short as well if it comes to it. Let's have a look. SHPH. It's kind of in between. It's not that expensive, but it's also not that cheap either for this kind of price. So I'm gonna be a bit careful on it. If it does produce some sort of a opportunity for us to maybe, I'm not too biased on it. I want to say short bias, but I really feel like this has a lot of volume that came in from this bounce, and there might be some sort of a continuation, at least attempt to continue to for the second day for this name. So I'm gonna be 50-50 on it, which doesn't mean that I don't know what I'm doing. It just means that if opportunity comes in for longs, I'll take it. If opportunity comes in for shorts, I'll take it. What I'm not going to do is I'm going to have strong bias, let's say, for example, to the short side and continue to stay short, even though it's not really showing sign of weakness, right? I hope that makes sense. So I'm a bit neutral on it, as you may call it. All right, so here's HPS. Let's keep this as well. HPH. All right. Okay. What have we got? We already have Billy. We'll talk about that in a minute. DADA. All the Chinese names are popping, by the way. It's all to do with COVID restrictions in China. Any small news on that, positive news is every single time that sector starts to gap up. So, and all of a sudden, any negative news, it just comes back right down. So really difficult because it's anything to do with news-based trading it's kind of very difficult unless you have a system that really looks for those news, up-to-date news, and you get these squawks or whatever you call it. But I don't really trade like that. I trade a little bit of fundamental, mostly technical, and if there is a setup that occurs with some edge on it, then I'll take it. But if it doesn't, if it's to do like, that's why I don't like to trade Bitcoin, because Bitcoin basically is to do with news. Anything that, like these days, we've had really negative, pessimistic news on it. All these companies, just bailing out on people's monies and stuff like that. So that doesn't help it. So it's to do with news that comes out, and it affects the price action, which I don't like. So I would rather trade something that actually I can trade and have an edge on. All right. Let's have a look. See. Where's our... Okay, DADA. Just the volume isn't that great though. 806,818 is the spread. It's basically quite a bit. It's done quite a bit for the last week, so there's could be some opportunities, and it's actually trading right here. So I just don't like the volume though. Don't like the volume. What's up, Zell? How's it going, man? Welcome, buddy. How you doing? How was the weekend for you? What's up? Afternoon for you. For me, it's evening. So, evening, governor. So yeah, that's DADA. Yeah, not bad, man. It's been all right. Just enjoying the footy. Last week I was really sort of knackered, man. It's I don't know what's happening. I'm just getting under the weather in about once every week, once every 2 weeks. So that's no good sign. But I recovered this time very quickly, thank goodness. So that's all. Last week I didn't trade pretty much the whole week, just the beginning of the week, few days I think, and that was it. But now all recovered and ready to go, hopefully. So you guys enjoying the footy? Yeah, football. Yeah, I think great matches are yet to come. I think what happened was that a lot of underdogs this time around actually qualified for the top 16, and we were, it was inevitable to for us to see these kind of sort of strong against weak teams. But yeah, it's not been bad actually. It's been fun. I've been enjoying it. Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely, it was a good game. For sure. Dude, I I think so too, man. I think so too. Yesterday when I saw uh, what was happening, I just thought, okay, well, you know what, France is just gonna eat us alive. But then again, you never know in England. If they bring in their A game, they probably not many sort of teams that can defeat it. But it's it's a matter of whether they bring it or not is the question, right? But we'll see. There's some really decent talent in England, and it seems like they're not really sort of nose up, arrogant and selfish. They're trying to work as a team, which is kind of hard to see in England. England team has never been like that. It's always been like, yeah. So a lot of things have changed about England when it comes to team games, as a teamwork thing. So that might be a big thing for England. Remember, we had legends, right, in England. When I say legend, great, great players like Beckham and Rooney and all that back in the days, right? Um, you know, all of them were really top class, top. I would say top 10 in the world, at that time. But like with that kind of team, even we didn't do much. We didn't win anything, right? But as you can see now, it's more of a kind of. I would still say teamwork isn't as great as other teams, but it's much better than when we used to have great players, because they would just think of it as in an individual sport. Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, we'll see. Hopefully, obviously, I'm gonna support England, but we'll see. I'm not gonna say France is gonna beat us. There's no way they can. And all they have is Mbappe, which we can sort something out about. You know. But yeah, I mean, I wish them best of luck. What is going on with you guys? Like, how was last week actually? Did you guys trade? I know Zel, you're taking a break. Oasis, did you trade? How did it go? Awesome. Good, good, good. Really? Oh, dude. What last week? Worst day. How so? How so? When was this? Which day? Thursday, Friday. I know you had the early wake. One day you told me about it. On Friday, okay. Oh, so you had another day, okay. Ooh, right. What did you trade, if you don't mind me asking? Tesla? Did you trade Tesla? So we've got Iova is not bad actually. It's a gap up. Friday went up. When did he mention that? I think it's a share repurchasing program. That's when it started to hit right there, you see. 650, which basically might have already done, right? Anyways, yeah, this could also be something there. LU. So look at LU. Yeah, small price stock though. Yeah, on Tesla. Yeah, okay. Tesla can be difficult. Let me have a look at Tesla. Yeah, on Friday. Yeah, I can imagine there was not much of a range. First of all, it's probably one of the shortest and smallest day since this day here. So quite a small range. But how did it do? Wow, it's gapping down big. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. There would have been few. And there would have been another setup. So it wouldn't have really sort of badly hurt you unless you tried quite a few times here. But then also, yeah, just chop. Tesla can be difficult. If you're just trading Tesla, it can be very difficult sometimes, especially when it's producing that small day. But yeah, SPY had nice little run on Friday. Never actually closed below VWAP. Whereas Tesla, you've seen that it's on and off VWAP. So yeah, well, you know what? With Tesla, it can be like that. It can easily do that, especially with the spread that it has. Sometimes can do that. So that's why I only trade Tesla once in a while when I see that the Tesla is on crucial levels and maybe SPY is acting crazy as well. So we could take anything large cap. And if there's relative strength or weakness on Tesla, I might take that, but I barely take it because it is quite choppy though. For that, you need to have a bigger stop. And even then, it just completely disregards your stop. It feels like sometimes it feels like on Tesla, wherever you put the stop, that's the direction it goes to. I'm not even kidding. On Tesla, it's like that. So yeah, as long as you survive, though, just make sure that you're controlling your risk. Okay, um, we make sure that we survive this whole fun thing, and then it becomes more of a consistent thing. Just make sure you survive. Stick to the rules that we talk about. All right, game plan. What are we looking at today? Let's go into SPY. So SPY basically overall is weak. We are actually trading just above 404.27s, which is right under the trend line we've got on SPY. All right, let's expand this. So as you can see, this trend line, we've been testing this trend line 1, 2, 3, 4th time, right? Or if you want to calculate it from the third, so it's the third time. It still is, I would say, under that trend line. It hasn't really sort of stayed over it. Friday it closed over it, but it's again, it's not a number. It's just that little area is a zone for me. So we can look at it from this perspective if you want to be more visual, right? So that's our zone, and we can create another not variation, but what is called the deviation. So just like we have on our VWAP deviation, this could also levels are also deviations, but as you can see, it's still under that trend line. So we are not out the woods on SPY when it comes to bull market. However, having said that, this reversal is still intact and in play, which I've been mentioning for quite a week. It's so funny that to all the Twitter gurus and furus are actually reminding people we are in the bull market now, or we might be in the bull market. This is the difference between the analysts and the traders. We trying to sort of see things a bit earlier than it's too late, right? Usually when they start calling out bull market, that's when you want to be selling. So over here, its rejection is clearly, I would say, anticipated or predicted. So that's fine. This gap down is fine. We might see some sort of a run towards the gap fill, but then we might see some sort of fade off after that as well. We'll see how far that gap fill attempt goes. So for this, let's have a look at our levels. So we got 405s for sure, 405, and then we've got 405.50, and I think if it does attempt to go for the gap fill, 405 is going to be a big resistance area, and even if that breaks 405.50, 40 to 60, this area will be a big resistance. So I think the bounce to gap fill might not be very successful. As it's showing right now, it's even showing more weakness in it. So we'll keep an eye on those 405, 405.50. Not huge levels, but still great level because especially if it's a weak, if it's showing weakness and it starts to pop towards those levels, it could hold. That could be our chance to actually start looking for shorts. Now, if it does break that 405 and starts to, the more it holds over 405s, the more chance of it taking that 405.50. What we don't want to see is it goes over the 405s and attacks that 405.50 very quickly. And if that's the case, I don't mind taking short, because fast parabolic price action to a level usually ends up in a reversal. So there's two ways that it can go, which we discussed. One is nice and slow approach to 405.50 and 405s. And if it starts to break it slowly, then that's great. we might see a gap fill attempt. But if it starts to run for it, then watch out for that reversal as well on those levels. Now, the flip side to longs is basically the shorts. As it stands, we are weak. You know, it's under VWAP, trading under 405s. It's rejected from the big trend line that we were attempting to take out for some time, which I believe still I'll stand by. It will take it out in the next, probably this week. But it might not be today. Like, you know, it's pretty normal for a SPY to actually, as I said, dip before it rips, right? But it's been 1.8 R. That's really cool. That's good. That's well controlled. 1.8 R is fine. You know. Let's have a look at the calendar actually. Yeah, that's a good question. I think there might be. Okay. Okay, so the only thing we have is 10 a.m. That's ISM non-manufacturing PMI, so November, which is the only one I see. I think usually Fed is on midweek, right? Usually they are on midweek. Yeah. I think we're good today. Until 10 a.m. is the main one. Okay. So that's SPY. Yeah, short side, basically, if it starts to, again, pop towards that, let's say, VWAP, by the time it pops towards VWAP, VWAP might be here for 475s. Even then, I'll consider 405s to be a better level. If it pops towards that at the open or after the open and starts to reject from it, then there could be a chance on the big names like Tesla. Tesla is relatively weak. So things like Tesla would be better idea to short. Although having said that, yeah, it is quite weak. It was actually extremely weak and it got bought back up at pre-market. There's a lot of activity on Tesla. So still, you know, considering that right now it seems like it's over the VWAP, so it's bought back up very, very aggressively. So where is this trading at? 189.4. Okay. Yeah, it looks good. We'll keep an eye on it. At this point, I wouldn't say it's very weak. When I was looking at it, it was quite weak. So let's have a look at the other ones. Not much I can get from that. Actually, Apple is strong in my opinion. Disney is looking like daily is looking strong. Disney's daily level is coming up to that 100, guys. Just bear in mind, 100 is not a joke number. It's just huge. I don't care if there is nothing on that 100 daily level, nothing. It's just that 100 on its own is huge number. So as it pops towards that, I want to see if it starts to reject or not. I put the alert for that just in case I don't miss it for Disney. That's the technology sector. AMD is also not very similar to Apple's one intraday. Amazon is weak, guys. This is the one I would rather short. Amazon is the one I'd rather short, guys, if Spice sort of rejects from a certain level. So Amazon, keep an eye on that for possible shorting opportunities. Microsoft looks strong. Daily looks strong. Intraday is not bad, so I will avoid that. Maybe look for 256, right, on Microsoft. This level is quite strong. If it takes that out, let's say we have a gap fill attempt on SPY and Microsoft starts to run as well, might be a long opportunity, but then quite a bit to go for it. I'm trying to find out big names basically which are more sort of suitable for longs or shorts. This is already strong. Daily looks much stronger. Netflix. And yeah, this might have continuation, but it's already done quite a few days of green. So we might see a pullback on this. So I'm going to leave it alone. Nvidia looks quite strong as well, just like AMD. And we've got our Tesla. Right. So if we were to take shorts, I think Amazon looks the one that's candidate for it, the right candidate. Because of the fact that it had a bounce on the daily, everything else bounced. But this sector is pretty much similar anyway. So this sector is quite weak at this point. So you would want to go with the weakness if you're shorting. So that's the big caps. Let's have a look at our Chinese stocks. Okay, these things have been gapping like every single day. I've been looking at these. It's just so difficult to trade them. Look at the daily, right? Since these days, look at the gap. Every single day is a gap, right? Gap, and then this day was okay. Gaps, and then closes, right? Closes red completely. And then fills the gap, and then gaps up again, and then does nothing, gaps up again, does a little bit. So quite a bit of a chop, and there's not much. This is the only time I'm seeing some sort of a reversal that's kind of confirming. Over here, there was nothing that's confirming. Yes, it was trying to do that, but again, these are all news-based. You know, if China... anything could come out of China, guys. They could start locking everything down again, right? They are easing off restrictions on COVID rules and stuff like that. So that's why, you know, the optimistic result on these gaps, on these names. So every Chinese stock you see, you'll find similar sort of scenario. Let's have a look. LI, right? Look at that. Very similar. Let's have a look at our BABA. BABA. Pretty much similar. BABA looks relatively weak. LI. It's just, yeah, they're all the same. You choose one. You know, if you were going to trade anything, it probably will be NIO because it has that price range that you can afford. And also, it's got much better volume compared to others. So that's why I kept NIO, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Out of those, and XPEV, I also kept it because sometimes XPEV tends to move a little bit cleaner. So I'm going to keep those two, XPEV and NIO, just in case if we start to see some opportunities on it. At this point, I think there might be some fading off coming in. It usually does that. But I want to see how it fades off. And if it fades off and it reclaims that VWAP, we might look into longs on it. That's Chinese stocks. Tilray and CGC, the pot names, the pot names. Hope you know what I'm talking about. So, the 420 names. Right? Right. So the pot names, Tilray and CGC is pretty much similar. I kept Tilray. You can keep CGC as well. So they are popping. But again, with these ones, when they start to pop, there's no continuation at all. The daily is horrible, but then look at this. We've got a huge reversal pattern happening on these as well. This is quite strong pattern, although everybody talks about it, but this is what you want to see, like a big drop and then, you know, head, the shoulder, sorry, the head, and then the shoulder creates it, and then the break of the recent high, swing high, should be quite strong one, which it seemed like it is with the volume, right? So that's the only thing that's keeping me in it, to keep it in the watch list, because if it starts to actually go for reversal from these lows, it has huge room. But let's not forget that 5 as well. We've got huge resistance though. These things have huge resistance. 510s, 5s, 550s. Yeah, quite a bit. But there could be some opportunities, so that's why I'm keeping it. Let's have a look at CGC actually, if there is something there. CGC. Yeah, pretty similar to what we saw. As you can see, this is most likely a double bottom reversal. This one seems a bit stronger, I think. Yeah. This trend line I was watching, and it actually broke and came back and retested it. So yeah, both of them looks good. What's the volume on it? 35, and Tilray had quite a bit of volume. That's why I keep Tilray, because it usually has more volume. But the other one's more higher priced, right? Whichever you want to keep. Now, PDD is gapping up as well, but it's giving its gap. This PDD has been running. It's just a FOMO on this one, guys. I took this trade long. The day I took it, it just wicked me out, and then it went for exactly what I was hoping for it will. So, you know, unfortunately, we didn't manage to catch one of the better trades of the month, last month, but we'll find something. So PDD carries on gapping almost every single day after that. So this was a gap, this was a gap. This was gapped down but reclaimed very quickly, and everything else was just pure strength. So PDD I'm keeping because it's gapping up, and I want to see what it does. I feel like I want to look for shorts now because it hasn't had any pullback, but we are definitely going against the flow. So be careful if you're going to be shorting it. Don't ask too much from it. AVXL daily looks horrible, but it's popping, probably because of earnings, and I haven't been able to find any good earnings lately, which I miss. I've been doing really good this earnings season. So 1206. Just in the middle of nowhere, to be honest. I just can't figure out. Gaps up. Earning was when was this earnings? Oh, quite a few weeks ago. Okay. I'm just going to keep it AVXL because of the fact that it's had a gap up and it's held this gap. But it's on that day, which is Friday, it was just like really choppy price. Well, it wasn't really choppy price action. Daily looks like a choppy price action, but it was quite clean actually in the beginning half of the session. And then it died down, the volume died down. That tells me that there could be something on it. The volume picked up quite a bit. So there's got to be some movement on this one. There will be some opportunities. So that's why I'm going to keep AVXL. RMED has been running for the last 2-3 days. 1, 2, 3. We've got 50 EMA that's broken, but it rejects from it every now and then. As you can see, 1, almost 2, 3, and then this is the third time that it's gone to 50 EMA. And in the past, I don't know, in the past it just looks horrible. So this could also be a big dead cat bounce. So this could be a dead cat bounce. It's already showing weakness, which I expect. So if I was going to short, it'll probably be this one, RMED. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on RMED, guys. Before I do that, I did check it earlier. It wasn't that bad, the borrows on it. Yeah, it's not that cheap though. 425, 250. Okay. RMED is a potential, what is it like? Potential shorting opportunities on it. What I want to see on this one, I would really like to see some pop. If it starts to pop towards 450s, 460s, even towards 490s, 485s, this level, I wouldn't mind shorting it then, but I will wait for a confirmation if I'm going to do that. So this is a bit of a risky approach, guys. If you don't know shorting these stocks, then you should stay away from it. But I'm just giving you my thought process of what I'm looking for on it. So the plan for me is if it pops towards 460s, 450s, I'm going to start. And if it pops towards 480s, I'm going to add. And then on the backside, I'm going to start adding more. So there will be quite a few stages of entries on this one. But again, it's a bigger area that I'm actually looking into building a position on it. So that's that. Thank you. Okay. RMED, something that I want to keep an eye on. Let's put it here. Right. Cool. AXSM daily looks great and is popping and gapped up very strong. It's been running since it's actually it's not actually earnings day. I would say earnings, yeah. Since his earnings or this bounce from 40s, it's been running quite well. And now we're actually trading at 70. No, I mean, close to 77, 76s, right? Yeah. 76s, there could be another opportunity on it. So there could be a second day continuation on this one, honestly. Like if it breaks that 77s, there might be opportunities on it. 78 is the next level. So I also want to see how it reacts around this 78 level, as well as this level is quite strong on daily. So if I'm going to take long on it, I'll be careful about this level as well as 80 level, just before 80 level. That is what I think on this. So now, the gappers, Iova, it's gapped up nicely. There's some decent catalyst behind it, which was a repurchase program, right? And it actually started moving. So this could have potential to move. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. Hopefully it's not going to get too overcrowded, which I don't think it is. We are trading at 800,000 volume at this point. So it's not overcrowded, which is a good thing. So we could actually see something on this one, guys, for possible longs, maybe even shorts for a pull, for a dip. But that dip is not going to go far, I think. That's what I'm thinking. SHPH is just not too crazy about it. Second day continuation could be there. That's why I kept it. Second day continuation might be there, but it's really choppy. But I feel like anytime it's gonna pop, it's gonna get sold into. I feel like it's gonna do that, so I'm gonna be very careful trading that. And BILI, Billy is also Billy is also gapping up, very similar to others that we saw earlier. And to be honest, I'd rather take the other ones than this. XPEV is one of them. So again, XPEV is something that we can try. And IO is also something we can try. NEO. All right. So those are the gappers. The only gappers I see there could be something is on IOVA right at the open for the open drive or something like that. The rest could be later on game. So I want to make sure that this thing settles down because they do chop around a lot in IO. And it's on that level actually it's way above that. So it's good. There's not much of a resistance. So that's NEO looks on daily quite a free move ahead until we've got 1530s. However, 14s are also a big level. So 14 is a good level to watch. If it dips down towards that 14 and it starts to take off, maybe that could be the reversal. Right. So that's what I'm looking at on NEO. It's actually attacking that. PDD, we discussed that earlier, so that's the watch list, guys. I'm gonna post this in the Discord. So here we are. Here we go. Watch list. What is that? Yeah, you gotta do your thing, man, if you're free, if you can. I have no idea how to sort those things out. I just managed to transfer everything over to what you've created. Hopefully it's gonna start to, we're not gonna change that, and anything that I add on to YB Elite is gonna go there. So yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I got it. Yes. Yeah, awesome stuff, man. I haven't looked up, but if you're gonna do some work on it, let me know if you've like done some work on it so I can see what has changed. I probably wouldn't notice, but I would like to see what changed. SPY is still weak. What are we looking at, SPY? So on SPY, this bounce that came in, especially at the time frame that we are in, that could be a nice level to watch. Awesome stuff, Zell. Awesome. Thanks, man. All right, so Neo is basically taking out that 14s. Let's have a look at that. And this is the level I was talking about. So it's in that level. Let's see if it takes it out. Stays under 14. That means it wants to go and fade off a little bit. But at this point, it's popping on that level. Yeah, we've got a huge level here as well. This is a... Actually, you know what? Extend this 14s to this level because this still is still in that level zone. I wouldn't call... Yeah, this is the zone we're looking at, guys. On Neo. So if it actually takes out the low, previous swing low, then that means that the zone is taken out. Maybe we're due for a fade off. But since the market's about to open, then we could see some chop on it. So just going to be patient, guys. On Monday, usually I am. I'm not going to take anything that's not really A+. And if I do even take something that's not A+, I probably wouldn't go with full position. I usually go less. So just a reminder. Anything else you guys watching? Anything else? Anything? All right, guys, I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Five. Take 5, guys. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. All right, all right, all right. Okay. Why are you brain dead? Too much drinking over the weekend? Crazy. Tell the truth. You're still hungover, aren't you? Okay. So, there you go. How do I know that? It's great, isn't it? It's pretty much different feeling, man, when you do it that way. When you watch it at the pub, especially for these kind of games, dude, it's crazy. I know that. That's why Mondays are never good, especially if there's a match. So RMED. RMED is straight out the gate. It's just showing weakness. It's not popping at all. That's not such a bad thing, actually. You're thinking like a trader. Okay, so Neo just went under, hit that stops, and then jumped. Apple is relatively strong. As you can see, it's taken the high of day and it's going for it. Apple. PDD is also trying to reclaim that 90. Dude, Apple is going for it. That's going to pull SPY with it. Dude, the SPY is going to go with it if Apple tends to be strong, extremely strong. Look at this. So Apple's, the way it's going, SPY is going to bounce now. SPY is going to start to take out the high of day, which is already doing, but rejection is coming in. So this is the level I was looking at earlier. You see that level holding, intraday level, bounce coming off from there. Although it might be smaller, but this is definitely a bounce that came out from these levels. So intraday levels that, especially right close to the open, when you see a level, don't try to not ignore it. Dude, RMED, man, it's not gonna give me a chance. Also, PDD, I'm a bit short biased as well. PDD. It's a bit extended to the upside. I would rather take it short. PDD. We'll find out what it does. Neo is under that level, so basically, so we're gonna fade off, aren't we, on Neo and the Chinese names? Very typical. Gaps up and it goes for the gap fill. So let me show you Neo, what I'm talking about here. There you go. That was the level we were watching. It broke it. It played around under and over it, but it just completely broke it down now. So it's going for that gap fill, which gap was quite a bit actually. Quite a bit of room. Our PDD, come on, the ones that I wanted to short is just going without me. PDD is the one I'm watching for shorts, but from 90 all the way to 86.50s, man. Well, the move is already done, right? And I couldn't have taken this rejection because there was nothing to base anything on that. I know I wanted to take short, but you can't just blindly take short on it just because the bigger picture, right? You've got to have that intraday setup, and there was none for me. And same goes for RMED, right? RMED. I just wanted this to pop. At least towards 430, 450s, ideally 460s, but never did. And now it's off without me. So I'm gonna assume I took those two trades. Guys, I took this trade, okay? Under 4, I'm in it. Okay? Let's say that. PDD as well I took, by the way, under rejection of 89. Crazy. I'm not gonna say I missed those two trades. It was just that it didn't give us a chance. There was no chance. Yep. Actually, PDD, the issue with PDD is it's already gap fill, right? And what I mentioned about 90 to 86, huge move down, right? I would really like it to pop a little bit bigger than this small move, right? If it pops towards 88 and starts to fail off of that, then I might consider taking the shorts to the low of day, which is still quite a bit of a move, right? So it's popping, but it's getting rejected. So that means it could have more. When it comes to daily, to be honest, there's more room. Yes, it's not just the gap fill. Gap fill is just very tiny when it comes to the move that it did. But still, a bounce from yesterday's close is a bounce. That just means that, it can actually hold 87s, 87.10s. I'm looking for possible shorting opportunities on PDD, just to remind you guys. All right, and I'm also waiting for RMED to pop so I can actually short it towards the VWAP. 4 pop will be ideal on RMED. There goes PDD. Let's have a look. I wanna see if I can trying to short this thing around the rejection. I want to see a rejection coming in if I can. Oh wow, okay. Awesome stuff, man. All right, 6680, 6680 PDD. Sorry, not 66, 8680. Just under 87 basically, right here. Stop is at the highs here. I expect this to low to break. If it doesn't break very quickly, I'll come out of it with like a break even or something like that. But I feel like it will. There it goes. That's $1 move. Yeah, it was nice, but the issue is I actually I don't normally. I would have taken it here, right? Just over 87s, but I wanted to make sure that but this happened so quickly that I had to take it that way. Usually it doesn't happen so quickly. So yeah, yes, it's good trade definitely. But I'll tell you where I entered, just under 87 basically, somewhere here. Somewhere there. So on this pop, I entered. Now, if you want to be aggressive on your stop, you don't want to give back the pop towards it. 87 breaks, you can come out of it, which I will do as well. Because I'm not going to let it go to 88s. If it does go to 88s and starts to drop, there could be another opportunities. But I think about it. If it does pop towards 80, how is this going to look like? It's not going to look good, would it? So all bets will be off if it actually takes that 87 for me. So stop just over 87, very tight stop. Very tight stop now. Let's go, baby. Come on. Yeah, it's popping towards that 87 PDD. Just going back over that is still green. So I might take it early. Still in it though. Just need that 87.50 to break now. Unfortunately, I had to wait for this wick. Now I had to close it above that 87.40 now. So yes, it actually wicked over 87s. But as you know me, I don't take it on the break. Just a wick. I break it on the close. So that way, look at this. Look, that's a prime example of why you don't want to be taking just over 87 levels. Stop runs. 100% stop runs happened here. So this is like freaking beautiful example of why I do that. Right? Look at that. If you had your hard stop here, you would have been out of a possible good trade. Look at that. Look at that. It's going to take that low now. Come on, buddy. All right, 86, I believe 86, around 86 10s, 86 10s, 11, something like that. I took some out. $86.10s, yeah, here. I had to because anytime it's going actually towards that 86, it just doesn't close below it. And I could be early here on my partials. Usually I am on this. I don't normally take partials like this. I take it way below the low of day. But I feel like there's something to it that is bouncing, it's chopping around too much. So I'm just gonna, yeah, that was a good partial actually. There goes our RMED. 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 We just didn't take it, unfortunately. What did our main gapper do? Iova. Iova is could be. Hold on, let me just look at that. Okay, so PDD is looking good. I just need that C86 to get taken out. RMED is just, yeah, it's really not giving us a chance. Whereby a PDD is looking good, huge. That's why I took it here, guys. I took that partial here because there's huge level here. Like, I mean, if you look at the volume profile, like, it's going to be huge here. I don't like what PDD is doing, guys. Right now, I might pussy out of this trade. I don't like what it's doing, and I might regret it. But I'm just waiting for it to. I'm gonna be a little bit tighter now. As soon as it breaks that 87, I'm still gonna stay by initial plan with it, which is if it takes that 87 and close above it, it could be 87 10s, 87 08 7s, 10s, whatever. I'm out. Okay. Again, it's attempting to take that 86. Let's see. I think it's going to take it out. This time it's going to take it out. There it goes. Oh, maybe not. But I'm not taking any partial anytime soon now because I've already taken one. And my partial next would probably be 85, big level. There it goes. Okay, let's see if it takes it out. PDD. I think it's done. It's going to take it out. It's going to go. It's going to go. Let's go PDD. Come on, buddy, towards 85s, 84s. We'll be happy. It was very difficult to trade as well. Right here, it was really sort of chopping around, but we are seeing some sort of nice price. Why is it? Oh, it was already down. Okay. Yeah, so it's taken the lows out, and as long as it stays like this, we're quite comfortable with this trade. The more it goes down, the more we can lower our stop, closer and closer to break even, and then we can just relax and have that, you know. But let's see what we got. SPY is also trying to take out the lows, so which might be good for us. SPY is trying to take out the lows. Tesla was a beautiful two setup combination there, Oasis. I know you love to trade Tesla, but Tesla is not as clean as today, most of the time. But the day you're not going to trade it, it's going to look like this. Let me show you. You see what I mean? Look at that. Look at clear rejection of this level, right? That's one clue, right? And then you've got, yeah, you know the rest. You know the rest. Beautiful, like beautiful. Like, there's no better. It would have been much like there's not much that's gonna defeat this kind of price action. The only thing that would defeat it would be if this whole thing was much cleaner, like without this. That's the only thing, and that's like a minimal like problem or it's not even an issue. It's just we're looking for perfection, right? Beautiful, beautiful. Shoot, yeah. Just watch. Like the first step is to actually try and understand and see the setups, strategies happen real time. And the more you see it happen real time, the more you're going to be able to catch it in the future. Don't expect to catch everything that happened, right? Even like Tesla, I was looking at it. I was a bit late on it. That's why I mentioned a bit late, because I was trading other things, right? Beautiful, just beautiful. Iowa. This is the one I was watching, guys. It's popping, but not with great volume. I want great volume on it, otherwise I'm gonna break this. So, is there a short on it? There could be. There could be. But the thing with this one is, guys, is the catalyst is stronger on this one. It's like the force is stronger with this one. Right? SPY is taking the lows out, and thus we should get some sort of a fade off. Although it's taking the lows out, it really doesn't have that commitment to take the low out, SPY. So we might be seeing a choppy day on SPY. Yeah, I've heard about it, Tradecaster. It's the guy, what's his name? Sean Dickmar, right? I've heard about it. SPY takes, okay, so it's SPY taken out the lows, which is gonna drive the Tesla and everything else down. Apple is surprisingly holding up strong. Nice. NIO is just keeps drifting down, and where's our RMED? RMED. Where are you, buddy? Where's my RMED? Okay, let's have a look at RMED. RMED is coming up to my VWAP, which could be a trade here, guys. Okay, let's have a look at RMED. Okay, PDD is doing good. RMED about to take. Just waiting for some sort of a sign. I'm keeping an eye on RMED as well. I want to see what it does around that VWAP area. It's kind of showing strength though. Be careful if you're going to be taking anything on it. Sorry, I didn't mention I had a limit order around 85s on our trade PDD. Just over 85s. And I forgot to cancel it as well. When it starts to reach to that point, I usually cancel it. I keep it just in case if we have a big wash like these. I'd rather take that. This was a nice little wash that it took me out, which is actually much better. Uh, I I don't mind streaming there. I don't know how it works, to be honest. I really don't mind streaming anywhere. Anywhere there's a platform that I can stream, I will. I shall do such a thing if there is an option. Yes, sir. Guys, be careful about PDD, guys. 85 level. If you haven't taken anything out, this is perfect level for you to take something out, right? Which, if you haven't, you're lucky. Whoa, what's happening to Spy? Spy dropped. Hello? Is this the 10 o'clock one? Yeah, that's the 10 o'clock. Yeah, that's the economic data there. What was that? What was it? Well, I can stream for free there. I thought you pay as a streamer as well. You don't pay as a streamer? Oh, that could be interesting there as well. I'm not really sort of crazy about the what members paying and stuff like that, but anything that targets audience basically, like YouTube, as you know, is not really sort of what is it called? Really not pushing my streams to the targeted audience, but if it's like trade caster, that is the audience, right? So that might be really good. I have been thinking about it for the past few months ago. I was like looking at it, and at that time I was not really sort of like doing streaming at all, but I kept it in the back of my mind that I'm gonna check it out and see how it works. But let's see what it does. I'm gonna reach out to them. Do we have to reach out to anyone like Sean, or it's just you start streaming? I'll find out anyways. That's a good idea, man. I agree, 100%. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Like that's exactly what I need, man. Is it's kind of hard, man. There's so much content. There's so much. I don't want to ruin the stream, but dump in the YouTube community. It's just hard for people to find the right people, right? I'm not saying I am the one they need to find. Maybe I'm the worst person to find, right? But what I'm trying to say is extremely difficult in YouTube for someone searching for something decent, especially when it comes to streaming. No way, like. Oh, 100%. No, YouTube is like kind of like side hustle, side business, side passion kind of thing. I love it, these videos and stuff like that I create. It helps me a lot. Again, at the end of the day, the streaming purpose. Remember, the streaming purpose for me was Tilray is looking really good. Streaming purpose. Let me get back to that, okay? Hold that thought. Tilray. Tilray I don't usually like at all, the way they trade. But if it comes to patterns, you know, a beautiful, beautiful flag pattern. I love to trade these. Don't ignore them. They do make sense in a stock that actually moves. But this one, we are right at the 5 level, guys. So might as well wait for it to break that 5. But this is what I mean. I'm just going to leave it alone. I've never been happy with the Tilray trades. Sorry, did I mention 385, 84s on RMED short? 384s. I'm lagging behind today, guys. What's happening to me? 384s. I took it, I believe, around here. The stop will be at the break of 390s, 95s. I can even leave it up towards that 4 break and then see if it starts to reject from these areas, 410s. I could hold off to that because that's just a starter. If it starts to fade off, I could always add more. So it's a starter with bigger flexible stop on it and not very tight stop, because this can actually pop over VWAP and then reject back easily. So be careful with that. All right, buddy, have a good one. But before you go, what is that? Play some Omaha. Is that an instrument? I don't know. Am I acting dumb here? Is that an instrument or a game? This one I'm kind of okay with it. The only issue with this one is it's triggered that SSR, and I'm not happy about that. Oh, right. Okay, Omaha. Yeah. Okay. So dumb of me. I think I've heard it before, but I thought like it must be some sort of a musical instrument. But yeah, well, I was pretty close, right? AXSM is popping as well. So PDD is now popping. I might actually exit this guy's PDD. I'm not too happy about it now. I might fully exit at the break of 86, which will still put me at a nice green on this bad boy. Right, so we are bringing the stop on this 186 breaks. We are out of this with some decent size, decent green is what I want to say. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sounds like an instrument, right? AXSM is going for it, guys. AXSM. Look at that bad boy. Whoo-wee. Second day continuation. Takes that 78 out and doesn't look back at all. Look at this. Oh, you see this, guys? What the hell, man? What a miss on this. What a miss. 78 is, what was I watching on this? 78, right? Yeah, 78 breaks, comes back just a tiny bit. Might have been difficult to enter though. Anywho, Apple is also fading off, giving us a nice little opportunity under 150, which I didn't take. But if you were watching Apple was one of the strongest one. I would probably avoid shorting it, but let's be a hindsight master. I would have taken a short just at the 150, right at the highs, top ticket. Look at that, because why not, right? But for those of you who actually follow my strategies, if I were to say I've taken my trades under 150, I pretty much I'll be valid. It'll be valid, right? Well, anyways, let's just jokes aside. Let's talk about PDD. Beautiful though. The only issue with this one is this whole candle wick. Candle wick is not good, but then if you don't want to be stuck with 1 minute, right? Sometimes you have to look at it that 1 minute can be very, very noisy, right? Even 5 minutes looks bad, so it overall it looks bad. Let me put 2 minutes actually. Usually I look at 2 minutes as well, quite a lot. Yeah, 2 minutes is not it still is bad. It's still bad. But looks really good. Beautiful trade. Amazing. And we are looking at PDD. Apple was nice. And Tesla was the best of them all, by the way. And this is the day where you let Tesla run. Look at that. Every single time. There's a beautiful ad here about the original position. You see what I mean? Like, especially when you have like 2-3 setups lining up together with it. Ooh-wee. Beautiful. So look at Tilray. Tilray is still struggling to break that the flag that we actually... Where's my flag on this? Oh, here we go. That's the flag. It's trying to break. Let's see if it breaks it. Yeah, probably. And it happens where you basically are ready to trade, aren't you? Like Mondays, usually you wouldn't think these things will happen, right? Monday, you're like, it's gonna be quiet, so might as well, just. But it's the day when you don't trade actually. So I'm actually out of PDD, guys. 8604 something. 8604's PDD out. Just here. I'm out, baby. I'm out. And I might long this Tilray right here. Let's go, Tilray. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let me show you Tilray, guys. And don't say that I didn't mention it. Still early, but I like to take it early. Breaks it 494. I think I got 495s. Yeah, 495s. 495s average. And I wanted to add over as well, but it's just too extended intraday. So I'll wait for another pullback and see if it works for another ad. But yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Tilray is looking good. This is why I meant, like, I love these patterns, guys. Even Tilray being so choppy, I hate trading Tilray. But when I see patterns that I like, I just cannot stop myself. I'm addicted. Someone help me. I need help. Neo just kept going. All right, come on, Tilray. Come on, pop. Pop, baby. Pop. On Tilray, the stop would be... to be honest, at the moment, you can actually put it under 490 or 492 threes, because if this comes back under 495s, the trade is over. For me, that's the same case scenario. I'll just keep it under this trend line here. Just give it some room to work out. Eventually it's going to be only Thursdays. But yeah, I used to I used to not trade on Mondays and Fridays, and I still don't trade on Fridays most of the time. I would sometimes come back for some swing ideas, but that's pretty much it. Day trading, honestly, it's I don't like to trade on Fridays. But Mondays, I've found that Mondays are one of my also biggest days on day trading. As you can see today, we didn't have any losers. We had one decent winner from PDD, $2 move from where we took it. And we are still running Tilray with a 495, somewhere there. Remember, Tilray doesn't have huge, so you can go with some decent size on this bad boy. You know, your stop is like 10 cents, if that. At the moment, my stop is about 5 to 7 cents, which is great. So this is hitting almost 2 to 1 now, right now. So I can actually take off some partial here. 5 tens. 5 11s. Huge 5 11s. Let's have a look at this bad boy. So I'm about to take some partials around 515s, 514s. See if it go. No, it doesn't want to go there. So I'm just gonna take. If I can get 509s, 509s. So partial out 509s, 509s. Oof, beautiful partial. I do expect a bit of a pullback, to be honest, towards that 5 maybe. I'm still okay with it. Partial out. First partial is done. 490 is just around there. 495 under will be my stop on this one. I'm going to be extremely tight on this because I know Tilray can be a jerk. Dude, Tesla. Yeah, I know what you mean by to the tick 189 level. And you're not even like, this is a clear setup. It's not like you're blindly taking off of 189. No. I don't like, there's so many things going on this one. It's like, it's just blindly. These are the type of trades you blindly take. Like, even if it doesn't work out, because there's so much behind that trade. There's so much force behind where you want to go. All you need to do is just, ride it. Beautiful, beautiful. How many confluences? Let's count it. How many confluences of, how many reasons to take this trade, right? Without going into too much detail, obviously 1, PBAW, VWAP, EMA, that's 3, 4. 4, 4, 4, 4, and then the other resistance break, and then the ORB break. Yeah, 5. We've got 5. We've got almost 5 setups happening there, just around this area, just this area here, right there. 5 setups. 5 setups might be stretching it 4. I can count 4, at least 4. Welcome, Trenton Schmidt. How's it going? Let's have a look at NIO. I did mention earlier NIO. Neo basically what it usually does is it's based off of what's happening in China. If they start to say, "Oh, we are easing off restrictions on COVID rules," then that's when you see these pops, okay, these gaps. Now, what I've noticed as well is gaps happen, and then later down when it opens up, it actually fades off and fills the gap. So I was mentioning in the pre-market. And I had this level, and I said to the guys that were following me, I said, look, if this thing breaks, guys, expect it to fill the gap, which it did, and it plus some more. So that's very typical of Neo at this point. Now, at this point, to be honest, it's too overextended to the downside. I wouldn't look for shorts. If anything, I probably would look for longs of a bounce, long for bounces basically, but don't expect it to be bouncing too much. That's the intraday look at it, intraday thought on it. When it comes to bigger picture, it's kind of hard to say on these names. All these Chinese names, Neo, your LI, all right, they are very similar. Look, LI, can you see the resemblance? Very similar because they are the same sector, right? XPEV. Right, look at that. Your Baba pretty much will be looking similar, right? So they're all related to what Chinese government does regarding the COVID restrictions. Now, eventually they'll have to ease off completely, like everybody else, right? They've got to keep the economy going. So in the long run, I believe if you are interested in bounces or reversals on these Chinese names, maybe this is the right time to actually maybe looking into some starters. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say anything else. Well, it depends. I mean, when it comes to selling right now, it's in my opinion, let's say you ask me to whether you want to sell here. I don't want to sell here because it's too overextended now. It's done its thing. The last thing you want to be doing is sell it right at the lows and then wait for, watch it bounce, even if it bounces a bit. Now, if intraday, if it does bounce towards the VWAP, be careful because that VWAP can reject it to fade it more. But I think, 1260s, 1250 level. Let me have a look at my levels actually. Yeah, 12 is a better level. 1210s, 1208s are better level, much better level. Hold on. Dude, my RMED finally starting to move. Let me just put down my... Where was it? Neo. Okay, so for Neo, we got 1250 level, 1260 level. So these are also levels. Just don't ignore these. These here, this level here, not a great huge level, but because it's extended to the downside, we might see pop from these levels. This might be the reversal area here. Might be. Just be careful when I say that. I never say it is the reversal area. It's always might be. The probability of this being a reversal area is much higher than these because these are way more extended. And it's also much better daily area. The better bounce area, however, even stronger than this would be this area here. So think about it. These Chinese names are kind of hard to tell. It's all, again, based on the news that's coming out. Say, for example, if China says, oh, you know what, we're going to strengthen or we're going to sort of tighten our restrictions and not ease off on it, then that's what you're going to get, right? So you can, don't think that this is not going to go further beyond this. It depends on the news. But intraday wise, if you ask me, it is overextended and a bounce might be due on it anytime soon. Yes, sir. Let's have a look at our Tilray is doing really well, by the way. Tilray is doing really good. We are talking from this partial doubt, and then actually this pullback is really decent. I don't want this to close below. Now you can even put your stop to break even to 495. If you have taken over the break of 5, then that's a different story. But for me, close to break even at this point, and it's gonna give me an okay winner. No worries, Schmidt. You're welcome, buddy, anytime. Yeah, I mean, if you are here for the first time, well, I do this all day, not all day. I'm lying. Almost every day of the week, only except for Fridays. I start around 8 a.m. EST. We go through our watch list. We create watch list, and then we talk about the watch list. What I'm thinking about. So this NIO that we talked about, actually, if you were here while we were talking about this, you would have a much better idea of what we were thinking and what my thought process on NIO was. So you can actually be better prepared for it. I will always discuss my thought process, what I think, and what the likelihood of certain scenarios playing out would be. And if it does play out, then what? You know, all this if this then that case scenarios. So once you know that, you're definitely in a better place. Still, Iova, remember we talked about this one as well. It's chopping around, but it needs to break this trend line for us to even consider possible longs on it. It's not looking really good, but again, this is a gap up, guys. Just remember, this is a gap up from we're talking, and the catalyst behind it is also strong. It's a share buyback program, right? So that means it's a good thing for the company. They have confidence in their company to actually buy their shares back. That's simple as that. So they were planning to buy that, I think, yesterday, which made this move. And now we're looking for that extension coming in after the fact that news was confirmed. So now this definitely has room and reason to go, I believe, but it might take a while. So the level we're watching is this trend line, basically. So the more it gets closer and closer to the trend line, the more tightness of levels we will see. And when it does break, watch for the volume. If that breaks with the volume, then you can start to take long. I'll start to also take long at 8:30 break, 8:30, 8:35 break, and then 8:40, 8:50 break. I'll probably add to it. That is the plan with it, basically. Now, what happens if it does come back under 8? All bets are off. So that's what I'm thinking. And I am in 2 trades, I believe, at this point. We are long Tilray from here, remember, and still in it. My stop right on break even, partial out, good. We're okay with that. It's actually bouncing from 5, which I like to see. And I am short as well, RMED. RMED is slowly drifting down, which could be all-day fader to the downside. We took about 380. Let me check my price here. 384s. So 384 short right there, here. And then the stop is now, you can definitely keep it over the VWAP break and wait for it to fade off all day. Hopefully that's the case. And if it does, my first partial, I'm thinking about 360s, which is going to give me a really good area to take the partial out. And then after it breaks that low of day, we've got our 350 area to take some out. And then let it run. That's what I'm going to do. That's the plan with this. So that's what I am in, RMED and Tilray. And we had PDD with some success, a really good, this is actually a, that's a partial. So short, partial, partial, exit, full exit. So proper decent green trade on it. Look at the exit, by the way. This is all rule based. Hope you can see Oasis. This is what I meant by, the final exit being, the EMA break, and not EMA break like this. This is wrong, right? EMA break like this. This is perfect, right? Especially if it's in line with another level, which is 86, right? And now if I had held it, I probably would have exited here, right? But because I saw it early that it was kind of reversing, I actually took it off way earlier than I might have. So yeah, that's a really decent trade, guys. A good positive trade. Now we are actually reversing off of a rejection coming in from VWAP, which is to be expected. 87 level there. So that's that. Yeah, it usually will take you out of some decent, good trades as well. But then again, the amount of time it's going to save you from these big bounces it outweighs the cons on it, right? And let's see what our RMED and Tilray does. If Tilray starts to actually hold here, I might even consider adding back the partial I took, which I'm looking at 5 level. PDD, if it takes out that 87, we might actually see some sort of a move going to the towards that main move to the upside, basically. Start trending higher because it has been quite strong lately. The only issue, the reason why I took short today is because it hadn't had any pullback recently from its move when it started after the earnings. By the way, Oasis, this is a great example of the earnings play that I actually posted the first day, and the second day earnings is coming as well. Wait for that. And then the continuation. Continuation is like kind of not really. Third day continuation would have been there. Yeah. So all of those 1, 2, 3 setups or strategies on earnings is actually in this in one stock, which is great to say because you don't really see that often. Let's put 5 minutes because I want to show you what I mean by that. You see this? This is the day we took it, remember? This was the earnings day, and then we took it here. I believe I exited somewhere there. I had my stop very tight. What it did was it actually really tricked. This is my stop. Look. This is perfect. Let me explain this actually. So it perfect entry. I'm happy with that. And look at that. It takes us out, goes beyond another 40 cents. Now remember our original stop. I don't want to go too much in detail, but you have seen the video. So if you have seen the video, that's the original stop for the day, right? But usually what I do is if for the first hour, if it hadn't actually gone above beyond that VWAP, I would exit it like this, right? Which I'm happy with. But the next day, this is what happens, which is usually I would swing these things for the next day, second day, third day, fourth day. So if I had kept this 1, 2, at least 3 days, I would have held it. Would have been a great trade. And now let's talk about the what was the second day. Second day was there as well. If you were patient on it, it did work out great. You would have had a lot of partials on this. Remember, this is a 5-minute chart, okay? And then we had that third day as well. Third day, very difficult on third day, I would say. It would have been very difficult on third day, but first day and second day, definitely. And if you had something running from there, it goes 87 breaks and off it goes. If you had something running from your first day and your second and third day, is easier to keep. Especially if you have like 20% runner, 15% runner, it's very easy to keep. You're more relaxed. Let's say you are risking $100. Let's say $100, and let's say first day is over and next day comes up and you're still green. And worst case scenario, you're gonna take out break even, right? Which is far away from the price. What a situation to be in, right? You can put your stop on break even on the rest and let it work out for you. Second day goes and closes strong. You just keep trailing it according to the daily for your swing. So that's what I do. Most of my big winners actually come from the swings that I let run. Yes, sir. So Tilray is giving me an ultimatum. Is that what you call it, guys? Ultimatum, yeah. Is saying that, look, I am sort of under 5. I've closed below the 20 EMA. What are you gonna do? Well, I'm gonna exit right at the below at the close. Actually, I'm not gonna let it close under 496 because it could close here. If it takes that low out, I'm going to be out around 495. I'll be out on it, break even, guys, for the rest of the position on it. And talking about trade management, guys, look at this. Just look at that exit, right? Let me just make it more visible so I can show it. Yeah. So that exit, look at that. Beautiful exit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just paying attention to a few things here, guys. I'm still waiting for that Tilray to either take me out or take the 5s. Yeah, we'll do, man. I'm gonna head off as well. I explained what I was trading. Great trades today, a really good green. So I'm happy with the result. So I'm gonna be back tomorrow, same time, guys, 8 a.m. EST, and we'll see you then. All right. Until then, take it easy, guys. Stay safe. Unless you have a question, I'm gonna stay for another 2 minutes. Otherwise, I'm gonna end the stream and just follow my trades on my laptop. One is RMED and the other one is Tilray. So I'm still good green on it, and RMED is kind of okay. And the break of 5, I'm gonna add to it as well, as I mentioned, 504, 505. So I might add to what I took off. So that's gonna be a good situation to be in. And then I'll let my 495 stop as a hard stop and exit if it actually penetrates that. So yeah, really good situation to be in, guys. Quite happy with the day, especially being Monday. Usually it is quite a dull day, but today it doesn't seem like it. And yeah, this one also looks like a possible another re-entry. Great. And our PDD basically was beautiful as well. Just managed to get something to the short side from a strong stock, believe it or not. So imagine you can do that. All right, guys, best of luck, and I'll see you tomorrow, 8 a.m. EST, hopefully. If not, 8:30 a.m. definitely, for sure. All right, guys, see ya.